No black person anywhere in the world can pretend successfully that he or she is not affected by racism. And it is self-defeating to look away and play ignorant towards questions of dignity. By the mere fact that you exist as a black person, your existence cannot be meaningful when you are ignorant of your identity and the identities of others. Somewhere in his writings, Bantu Biko urges us to march along with him and bestow the world with a human face. He sees us as part of the community of the world. So in order to prepare ourselves for the role that Bantu Biko suggested we do, we need to deal with racism that is in our midst. Schools and universities are institutions of society where social relations are nurtured. As teachers and parents, we must first find each other there. We should pursue particular goals that we can agree on, and one of these must be about how should we relate to each other as blacks and whites. We need to embark on this process jointly. Individualism has not served us well. I'm not proposing a code of living for the institutions of learning, but I believe that if we are to be more conscious of ourselves as society, if we are to be more alert to the possibilities of self-advancement, we need to create an environment that is conducive to these ideals. As members of society, we must help supplement the education system with material that will enable the student whose cultural capital is absent in the mainstream education system. We must train ourselves in ways that can assist our black children to interest themselves in the meaning of their existence. Our children cannot be made to be ashamed of who they are or where they come from. We have a few aims and objectives that we've put out, which can be changed when people come in and help the process. We're talking about guiding teachers, students, and members of the public to grasp and comprehend the broad meaning of racism. We're talking about promoting meaningful existence. And gender with purpose, Ubuntu philosophy in schools and universities. There's been a repeated, very restricted meaning of Ubuntu. It's more about your generosity, but it never reaches the point of commitment. Yet in actual life run by black people, there were certain things that we knew these are commitments. It's a commitment. It's not something it's a generosity. You can choose whether so that committing part needs to be restored, empowered through excellence. We have talks here that are aimed at instilling that kind of virtue, that do it as the best as you can do. We have examples about those things. So it can only move when we regroup in the same way that the earlier generations had done. When we regroup, and few as we are, but very powerful as we are, we need to find each other on this one. I'm so happy. This has been a great success for me. This has been the fact that you stayed and you came over,
yeah.
And the kind of inputs that were made here will make me to sit back and rethink. So minds, when more minds come together, then we all become better.